Butch with Iovine Brothers Produce, and I'd like to talk to you about how to store your mushroom. Mushrooms don't have a very long shelf life, sometimes only between 2 and 4 days. So that great taste, you don't want to lose it in 2 to 4 days. So how can you store them? Well, one way is you can dry your mushrooms, which is where they'll be able to be preserved indefinitely. They'll reconstitute when cooking. So there's procedures on how you can dry your own mushrooms, but I'm going to tell you in this case, maybe the easiest thing to do is just to come to Iovine Brothers Produce, check out the dried mushroom selection we have, and that might be your easiest way to get great tasting dried mushrooms. But there's also a couple other ways. Another way you can preserve them is to freeze them. And the easiest way to freeze them is to take a baking sheet, freeze that baking sheet, take your mushrooms. Let's just say that we're dealing with cremini mushrooms, okay? Just wipe off any excess dirt from the cremini mushroom, okay? You want to rinse them as little as possible because they'll absorb a lot of that water. So let's just say that we wipe them off. We're going to chop them into smaller pieces, put them on that baking sheet, spread them out so that the mushrooms aren't touching each other, then freeze them. Once the mushrooms are frozen, you then put them into freezer bags, or even better yet, like a dry seal bag. And then you'll be able to get a good couple months out of your mushrooms. Another step that you can do is that you can saute them and then put them in your dry seal bag, or preferably a vacuum seal bag. That's also going to cook down your cooking time because they're partially cooked. Now you can just heat them up again into your soups or sauces or whatever you're using for your mushrooms. And then the last way to preserve your mushrooms is if you're going to just put them in your refrigerator until you're going to use them, you can save your mushrooms really by just taking them out of any plastic that they're in and then wiping them off, putting them in a brown paper bag. The brown paper bag is going to allow the mushrooms to breathe, but it's also going to keep them from sweating by absorbing moisture. So that brown paper bag is going to be perfect for extending the life of your mushroom. I suggest keeping them in a cool place like the crisper drawer of your refrigerator. Wipe them off, put them in that brown paper bag, write down the kind of mushroom, write down the date on that bag itself, and you're going to be able to enjoy your mushrooms. Thanks, we'll see you in the store.